welcome to episode 13 of the Go F Yourself podcast. Today we have a very special guest with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, everyone? My name is Aram Garcia, and it's about fucking time that we get this going, man. After how long have we been talking about your podcast?
A long fucking time, dude.
And it's always funny because it's like, fucking do it already, fucking do it. But eventually you stop letting your dreams just be dreams.
There you go. See, Abraham's one of the people who's been pushing me since the beginning, since before the beginning, to talk shit, to start a podcast, to just let my voice be heard. And he always says that shit. Don't let your dreams just be dreams. Every fucking time. Every fucking time.
I mean, it's true, man. I mean, it's fucking fun to like do little gigs like this here and there, especially to just talk shit. I mean, who gives a fuck what people think?
Who gives a fuck what people? Fuck you guys.
Yeah, go fuck all of yourselves. Yeah.
I love you guys. So go fuck yourselves, alright? So it's the title of the podcast. Go F yourself, right?
Exactly. And if you don't like what we have to say, well then, fuck it. That's your problem.
That's tough. That's tough. You don't know what I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an exciting night. I put up a little question bubble on Instagram for you pieces of shit to ask me questions, and only one person asked me a question. I gotta love it. They said, "What's for lunch?"
Really? What's for lunch?
What's for lunch? That's what they asked. At the time,
that's a lousy ass fucking question. Is that
question.
all you can? Is that all you guys can do? Come on, like
that is
come
all
up with better
do.
questions. Be interesting, be creative.
That is all they can do. It's cool. It's cool.
Fuck it. I mean, I'm not too surprised with people today. I mean, people today are not as creative as they were before.
Pizza was for lunch, by the way. Just answering questions for you. You know.
Apple cider vinegar was my
apple
lunch.
cider vinegar was your lunch. Get
yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I drink apple cider vinegar to maintain my weight. Because I was chubbier a couple years back.
I remember.
And I got on the apple cider vinegar diet. And a lot of people don't like doing it because, obviously to them it's gross. But, I mean, you can just Google something to dilute it. It's water, canela, and lemon. So I drink that 30 minutes before breakfast or before any meal. And then I'll eat a meal. But I don't eat lunch. So I'll just have breakfast and dinner. That's it. So it cuts down your appetite.
Oh,
yeah, it
shit.
cuts down your appetite. And I mean, it definitely drinking when you're at home because you are going to have to go take a shit.
I was about to ask.
Like, and you're going to take great shits, some sick fucking shits too.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is that one of the side effects? Is that what helps you maintain the weight?
Yeah.
Shit it out immediately?
Yeah, but it does help, with your health. It helps prevent cancer. So it has other properties. And then obviously your skin, it kills grease. And grasa, so I don't break out as I used to before.
Yeah, you don't have oily skin, dude.
Thanks to that.
Yeah,
thanks to that.
Crazy.
Yeah,
you guys can see this in 4K. This is an iPhone 13 Pro.
Check out my beauty, guys.
Look at this guy's beauty, right? Whoa.
I am slaying harder than all you motherfuckers.
And he doesn't use any products, just apple cider vinegar, right?
Exactly. Especially with this long hair, you have to keep on top of yourself.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I do take care of myself. I'm pretty cocky about that.
That's good, man.
All of you should be cocky about yourselves.
Yeah, all you guys should be vain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very vain. I don't give a fuck. I'm fat. But
you're still here.
But I'm still here.
You're fat, but you're still here.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. But it's finally good to finally do this, because I've always wanted to be on a podcast, I was like, all right, here I am, my first podcast.
I'm glad I popped your podcast cherry, dude.
That's right.
We're
here.
We're finally
fucking
here.
wet. I'm bleeding right now.
Anything goes on this fucking podcast, okay, guys? If you guys get disgusted, go back to episode 1 where I say I'm going to talk about anything, right? Anything. For those of you that I offended, go fuck yourself. Anyway. Mm-hmm. So, man, you just came back from the East Coast, huh?
Yeah, I was out of Baltimore, Maryland. I went out to for Maryland Deathfest. I had bought my tickets 2 years ago, so it was supposed to happen 2 years ago, but because, the lockdowns, COVID happened, obviously everything shut down.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I just winged it. Because originally I had a plan with friends, but, things happen, especially financially, everyone got fucked with that. So at the end, it's like, I hit up a couple of friends, like, you guys still going? And they're like, we don't know. And I'm just like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna have to wing it. So I had my ticket and my airplane ticket, but I had no place to stay.
You just saw.
So I just said, I'm just gonna fly out, or I'm gonna figure it out before I get on my flight, and we'll see what happens. So thankfully, my friends in Skeletor Remains were playing the festival. They played the first day. And Skeletor Remains and my band share the same studio, so we've been close for a good while. So I hit up one of the guys, like, hey, can I stay with you guys at the hotel? And they're like, yeah, but you have to pitch in for the hotel and you have to help us out on the event. So I did their merch.
Sick,
So
dude.
I managed to have a room for 4 days that was provided by MDF as well. So I got to stay with all the bands too that were playing the festival. So I ran into a couple, my favorite bands that played, the guys in Necrophobic, Coroner, Obituary.
Sick as fuck.
Immolation was there. Those guys are always cool, Immolation. I played with Immolation at the Whiskey, and meeting them then, they were always cool. Saw them again at the fest. Chill ass guys. I actually had my Immolation crop top for one of the days, and I ran into one of the guys like, dude, that's fucking old school. Hell yeah, thanks for supporting. I was like, yeah, man, I'm always proud to rock all my shit,
Yeah.
I don't care how cut up I have them, but it's like it's fun, But it's cool, that they're humble about it because they still talk to the crowd. Because there's bands that they won't do it.
They won't do it.
They won't do it. Like
They won't talk to anybody.
No, they won't. But it's in death metal, you do have more of that access to these bands. They're not like the more mainstream bands where they're like, get away from me. No, they're more about like, hey, you know what? Like we have fans, so fuck it. If they want to take a picture, why not? If we're not busy, because obviously when they're busy, you don't want to bug them. You don't.
You don't.
You don't. But I got lucky with that, and then after that, I ran into a friend. And I stayed with her for 2 nights after. So literally, I got lucky. I got lucky. But it was fun because it was my first time in the East Coast too. Never been out there. Did a little bit of sightseeing. Who I stayed with the last 2 nights, they took me to Edgar Allan Poe's grave.
I saw that.
And also to his home.
Yeah.
It was close, but we still got a moment to sightsee a little bit. I mean, the festival was great. A lot happened in that festival. There was a suicide.
At the festival?
There's a suicide at the fucking festival.
Beautiful.
Definitely beautiful. Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's great. And during Autopsy set, 2 songs into Autopsy, a chick is getting her pussy ate in the pit.
In the pit?
In the pit.
By a dude or a girl?
By a dude.
That's great.
He's laying down on the ground. Chick just has his legs open. But here's the thing. She was on her period and the dude managed to get the tampon out of her pussy.
What a time to be alive, guys.
What a time to be alive. And the best part is that it happened during Autopsy set.
Yeah.
Autopsy.
you guys need to go to a festival.
Mm-hmm.
A metal festival. A death metal festival.
Definitely a death metal festival,
See
man.
this kind of shit.
Yeah, a lot. It's fun. It's definitely fun. Death metal shows are fun all the time. I mean, even here locally, there's a lot of good... there's a couple promoters, I should say, that are doing a good job with certain bands they're bringing. So even out here in LA, I mean, you can't miss out on a good death metal show.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's one coming up on July 30th. I mean, there's this label, a $20 spin. They're doing a collaboration with Born for Burning. They're gonna have a 2-day event at the First Street Pole. That's by Boyle Heights. By what's that hospital nearby?
An abandoned hospital, or the other hospital?
White Memorial.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nearby there. So I mean, there's plenty of shows to go to. There's no way you can miss a good show like that. But they're definitely a lot of fun, and the bands are really good. And then the thing about death metal is that every band is unique. They all sound different, so you're not gonna get a repetition of the same sound. Excuse me. But yeah, man, I had a good time, and I mainly went there for Cavalera because the original Sepultura.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stole the show.
They stole the show.
Fucking great to hear Beneath the Remains and Arise, because those are 2 albums they're playing on their current tour right now. And I had waited so long to see the original Sepultura, well, because it's the brothers, Max and Igor Cavalera. Finally got to see them. I'm most likely gonna see them again this month in 2 weeks, because I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go. And yeah, dude, I mean, I had a blast out there. Drink tickets, beer. I got catered basically.
Yeah.
But that's the good thing when you wing things, it's like, don't make plans all the time. Sometimes it's just better when you
being
wing it.
spontaneous is the key to life, I feel.
Yeah.
The best things happen when you're spontaneous. The best things happen when you don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just live your life. Don't think about all the consequences. Just fucking do things. And everything works out. Trust me. Every time. You might think it's not going to, but it fucking works out every time.
It does. We are the prime example.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Because, I mean, I've been doing, what I do, but I just never thought about it. I just kept going with the flow.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's been 6 years that I've had my shit going on. But it opened up doors.
It did.
And I just didn't put so much, how do you call it, resistance. Because that's the thing, you want to manifest goals, you can't put any resistance onto it with like overthinking if it's going to work out or not. You just fucking do it. And it does play out really well. It does, you know, like I put out the first record with my band. All we did was put out a record and then it got picked up.
Yeah.
And now we're on the second one. And it's getting better. You know, we have 6 shows coming up. We've been doing support shows for some sick bands. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just do it, you know? Like, don't overthink it. Just keep going and going and going and going and going, you know?
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly,
Fuck.
man. Hell yeah, man. But
That's cool as fuck.
yeah, East Coast was fun, you know, and like I said, oh, and I forgot to tell you about the suicide. Yeah, the suicide happened by one of the stages of MDF because it's 4 locations: Soundstage, Power Plant, Rams Head, and then it's the Edison lot. So this happened at the Soundstage. Some people are saying it's a dude. I heard it was a chick that jumped off the 6th floor of the parking lot by Soundstage right before they were about to open.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah. It was gnarly. Yeah, it was gnarly. So a suicide happened in Maryland Deathfest, and this might actually be the last one for Maryland because I think they're gonna move it because of some venue bullshit going on.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's still California Deathfest. You know, they still have Deathfest out in Canada, I believe, and in Europe. I don't remember the exact locations. But yeah, I mean, there's still a festival that's gonna keep on going. But it'd be really sick to have something outside of California because you know, it's great to travel. It's great to branch out. It's important to branch out.
That's super crazy that your first time on the East Coast was in Maryland. You know, it's not a very common place for people to be like, oh, the first time I went to the East Coast. Mainly you hear like New York, Philadelphia, Boston, Miami, or some shit like that, right? But it's very rare that you hear somebody go like, oh yeah, I went to Baltimore for my first time visiting.
Exactly. I went because of the festival. Right. And even before I went, my cousins were saying like Baltimore's not the greatest place, you know, out there.
Yeah.
I think it's the second highest in crime, I believe.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, I'm just gonna go, man. I mean, I don't think they're gonna fuck with like any death metal fans at all. I think that they're just gonna leave us alone. I will tell you, it is pretty sketch though, because after the first night of that festival, one of the guys at Skeleton Remains and I went to this sketchy ass after party, and we got ditched there by his quote unquote friend.
Up, dude.
Yeah, it was funny because it was weird and funny to me, just the environment itself. But like these dudes were taking off their shirts randomly and just sweating and being all casual about it. Of course, there was like fucking, you know, liquor and drugs out there. I mean, I'm gonna be blunt about it. But still, it's like really sketchy and dirty and grimy. And then I tell him, I was like, dude, like your friend ditched us. He's like, oh, for real? I was like, dude, he's not here. And yeah, we almost got ditched at a sketchy ass after party. And then we're trying to get an Uber to come fast. And then, you know, Baltimore niggas are different from California niggas, man. You know, you gotta like have your shit in your pocket. Don't pull out anything because they will like, you know, scope out and any opportunity, you know, it's different, you know. It's like, yeah, there's similar actions, yeah, but I mean, it's just every state has a different environment. People handle things differently, and you can't even understand most of those motherfuckers out there.
Right.
You know, not like out here where we get at least some basic education. That's kind of college level.
It's fucked up, but I have heard that about Baltimore. They're not very high in the education system.
They can't talk. They can't talk. Okay, it's funny because the chick that I stayed with the last 2 nights out in Maryland, we were looking for a liquor store. And Baltimore fucking sucks when it comes to finding beer for an after party.
Well, the South just sucks for fucking finding alcohol for an after party.
It fucking sucks. You know, they close early.
Yeah.
But we're going to this nearby liquor store by the Rams Head venue, and she asked one of the dudes, it's like, is there beer? And they're like, no, I don't know, there's beer. And then he's like yelling across his friends, hey, is there a beer? Is there a beer? And we're just like, what the fuck? That's so unnecessary in our heads. And after that, we're just like, hey, you know what, fuck it. If there isn't beer, we'll just leave. Hey, yo, wait, I'm gonna call my cuz real quick. I'm gonna call my cuz real quick. Hey, come back. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not asking for this extras bullshit. Is there beer or not? So we just left. But yeah, like, they're very illiterate. Wow. And yeah, it's really hard to like be around that environment, but whatever, fuck it. You know, it was still fun no matter what.
New experiences, man.
New experiences, yeah. Like, people do do change. I mean, just within like the West Coast, I saw differences when I went to like Portland, Seattle, even up north in California. It all changes. You know,
it's
there's
all very regional.
exactly, you know, those little things matter to learn. Because, you know, I could never see myself just being stuck in LA like probably most of our peers that we went to school with.
Yeah.
They just stay in the hood and stay stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's fucked up to say, but it's like, it's important to branch out. I mean, we're fucking human, you know, we shouldn't just...
Some people are afraid to change, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're afraid to change, they're afraid to see other things, but you guys need to get out there.
Yeah,
all right, don't fuck
get
around.
out there, you know, you only got one chance to live, so make it count, you know, seriously.
One life.
One life.
All right, live a little.
Live a
When
little.
you live too much, you're thinking too much, man. All right, don't think. Just do.
Yeah, just do it, man. Whatever it is that they want to do, they should just fucking do it. Fucking important, man. And like I said, you know, I just fucking kept going and going and going with the things I do. It's paid off a lot. I mean, lots of experiences, you know, that I can't fit into 30 minutes, but we'll probably do another episode of some fucking story I can share, you know?
Yeah.
But it's definitely been a fucking ride. Yeah, you know, it's just best to run wild and live free. You know, that's the best way to live. Even if I have to live fast, fuck it, at least I can die, you know, happy about it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man, it's been sick, man. It's been fucking sick. But yeah, man, I mean... fuck, I don't even know where to go on with this. There's just so much in my head to talk about.
Let it all out, dude. We have a solid like 14 minutes left, man. This fucking stupid ass app only lets me record 30 minutes at a time. I know I did a 50-minute video or 55, an hour. I don't know how fucking long the video with Peter was, but it was shitty. The audio was shitty, and that was a different app. It didn't let me do it in 4K. This is the only way I'm gonna be able to do it in 4K if I use this app, and it's only at 30 minutes at a time. So.
Fuck it, man. It's all good, man.
We're letting it ride over here. So tell the people what you play in the band, man.
Alright, so I'm a drummer. I play in a band called Insineratehymn, and we're a death metal band, obviously from LA, and that's been going on for 6 years. And I'm actually glad I got that going, because I mean, I think you know that I was in a band prior to that. Yeah, because I've been playing for quite a long time. You know, when you're young, you know, you do backyard shows. When you're 18, you can't really play a lot of venues. At the time, they were a lot more strict. I mean, they still kind of are, but they've been a little more lenient with who they allowed to play. They just tell them like, oh, they can't be by the bar, or they can play, but they gotta leave, whatever. Yeah, it's stupid, but you know, at the time, you know, but yeah, I mean, I started doing Incinerator for the fact that in my first band, you know, I'm still cool with some of the members, you know, that I still see, you know, because I don't see all of them all the time. But I just felt held back to a certain point, you know, and I was like, you know what, I need to either figure out a way to get these guys to change their habits, or I just gotta dip. So I dipped, and that's the best decision I made, because what I did in Insineratehymn, I did in less time with my prior band.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've accomplished a lot more in my band than I did with them, you know, even though it was still a good time. You know, I'm not saying that to be, you know, to put them down, but it was necessary. You know, it was definitely necessary, because once I ventured out on my own and got a lineup together, everything's just started getting better and better and better and better for us. So yeah, man, it's been fucking sick. You know, we're on 2 labels now. Yeah, because when we first started, like I told you earlier, we just fucking put out a record, it got picked up, and then it got picked up by a label in Russia. They made CDs for it. Then it got picked up by a label in Chile. They made tapes for it. And then after that, my label, who is in Maryland, but he's closer to Delaware in Philadelphia,
yeah,
he made a cassette release too for US. And from there, we stayed with him. It's Rotted Life Records. And then because of Rotted Life, they do collaborations with Blood Harvest Records, who are based out in Sweden, so we have an European label out there. So the second record, it has been far more successful as far as PR promotion, because the reviews have been fucking great, and those reviews only make fans outside of the US demand us to play out in their countries, because we do have a higher demand in Europe and a higher demand when it comes to Latin America. Like Central America wants us to go out there, Mexico wants us to go out there. We've been in Mexico before, like I told you before we did this on TJ. And yeah, I mean, people outside of the U.S. are far more loyal and supportive than the U.S. itself.
Like, the U.S. is tough right now.
It's tough, but it's crazy because like even like friends of mine who have played in their bands, they didn't start in U.S. for touring. They did it in Europe and then ended up over here because, okay, we're seeing them pop over there, let's bring them out here. It's reversed. So that's kind of how we're seeing it's going to end up for us too, even though we've done a couple of shows within out here in the West Coast. But I mean, we rather just branch out elsewhere where we're more wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can pick up from there. But yeah, man, I mean, that's really like the gist of it, you know, for the band. I mean, Insineratehymn. I mean, I am in a couple other bands, you know. I do keep myself busy, you know, because of that, I've been able to like do other projects. You know, I'm gonna do a record for a different band called Mutated, and I'm helping out my friend's band. It's named Putrescent. It's all death metal, but what I like I said, death metal is different. You know, not every band sounds the same. They all have their own interpretation of it.
I hate when people say that shit. Like, it all sounds the same.
It doesn't sound the same. It does not sound the same. You know, and it's all based on your influences. You know, I'm very big on European bands. I do like American death metal, more on the East Coast death metal side, but it's all different. It just does not stay the same. It doesn't. So yeah, it's a very broad genre compared to other subgenres where they're a little more like the same. With death metal, it's like, no, you can't go wrong with like any record you pick us. Like, it's gonna sound different no matter what. So yeah, man. I mean. Yeah, I mean.
So you're gonna play in Mexico City next?
We're playing in Mexico in July on the 16th. That's on my birthday weekend because my birthday's on the 14th. So we're gonna go out there and play, and we're very excited to play because it's hosted by a promoter that goes by Total Death. And Total Death in Mexico is a big festival for death metal bands. Like, they have a sick lineup of bands that have played out there for that fest. It's no joke. It's serious out there. So we're very excited about that. But we're not doing the festival. We're doing a show the week before the festival. But he's bringing a band called Grave Miasma from London. So and then he's bringing a band. Aside from that, Drawn and Quartered. I always forget where those guys are from. Point being is that he's flying out, you know, bands from outside of Mexico, and we're gonna have two locals open up for us. We're playing it, and then I think that day he's having like some merchant thing going on, so he's having the show there too. Okay. Well, so people will already be there, and not only that, but it's also like a limited capacity, so it's selling right now. And I mean, and that's the cool thing, you know, like about people outside of the U.S. when they see who's coming and where they're coming from, they go. They go. I mean, if it happened with us and TJ, when they saw LA, it's like, oh, you're from LA. It's like they went. It's crazy, yeah, because they see it as this big thing, and it's like, I'm from LA, but it sucks out here. It sucks out here. It sucks out here. It fucking sucks.
It's like glamorous out here. So okay. You said you have fans in Sweden, right? You have a fan base in Sweden?
In Europe, it varies.
It varies?
It varies in Europe.
So, are you ever going to do a European show?
We want to hit up Europe. It's just a matter of hooking up with a good agent.
Okay.
That's all it is. And that's something that I normally will be taking care of myself because I manage the band. So, again, it's just a matter of finding the right agent. I mean, I already have like a couple of people to hit up, and once I get that rolling, then that's when we'll hit up Europe for sure, because it is something that we have to do. Like, we have to do it. There's just no excuse to not to do it.
Yeah, you have to.
We have to, because I mean, when it comes to Europe, death metal is big out there, and same for Mexico and Central America, and even South America. I mean, we already got the Come to Brazil comment. Yeah, we already got the Come to Brazil comment. Yeah. So I can officially retire. I am a legend.
Coming to Brazil. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Man. But we are gonna do it. It's just a matter of proper timing and proper organization, because you know we also gotta get merch rolling out there. So it'll happen. It'll definitely happen. But I do see ourselves expanding outside of California and within U.S. most likely the Northwest or Midwest, even Southwest. But fuck it, you know. I mean, I met up with my label in Maryland, and he wants to set something up for the East Coast and a possible festival for next year in Philadelphia. So, again, you know, things do happen. You know, you just got to go with the flow and not overthink it, and they come to you.
Just fucking live, man.
Yeah, man. You just got to fucking live, man.
Just got to live.
Yeah, man. There's so much to share, you know, with what's been going on the past years. I mean, because it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah, I haven't seen Abraham in a long time.
I think the last time I saw you was at Knotfest Ozfest for Sabbath.
Yeah, we went to go see Black Sabbath. Damn, when was that, dude?
That was about a little more than 4 years ago.
That was 4 years ago?
A little more, maybe?
Maybe like...
Yeah.
That was a long ass time ago.
That was a long time ago.
I think it was even more than 4 years ago, dude. Might have been 5 or 6 years ago. Ozfest, Black Sabbath, yeah.
Yeah,
that was the last time I saw this fool.
Yeah, that was the last time I saw you. And then every once in a while, we would drive by on our block.
Yeah.
Because I guess you're going to your parents or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I lived nearby, so I was like, yeah. But really, the last time I saw you was then, in San Bernardino.
That was a good fucking festival, dude.
Yeah, I stayed for both days, and it's funny because that festival. Funny story is that at the time I was barely getting to know my ex-girlfriend, so I meet up with her. But there was this crazy fucking whore that was stalking me. And tell me why out of 70,000 people did she go find me? Just me.
She found you at the fucking festival?
Just for me.
I remember.
But it's okay that it happened because once she saw me with somebody new, she gave up that day.
That's beautiful.
That's
a beautiful love story.
A better life story than Twilight.
Don't get fucking hung up on people that don't love you back, motherfuckers. Okay, listen. If somebody doesn't like you, they don't like you. Move the fuck on.
Exactly. 7
billion people all over the world. Your love isn't gonna be in your little hometown, okay?
Oh, it's not.
Move out. Expand. Meet people. Fuck.
Yeah. Always have options.
Always have options, okay?
Always have options. I mean,
stop fucking around. It's a beautiful love story. Beautiful love story.
Yeah, I mean,
she was stalking him, and then she found out he was seeing somebody else. And instead of murdering them, she decided, you know what? I'm moving on.
Oh, she gave up because we had to lose ourselves in the crowd. Because she tried to follow us.
She really tried to follow you?
Yeah, but we got and it happened during Sabbath when they barely started playing it.
Damn, yeah,
on War Pigs. On War Pigs. Yeah. But I obviously got angry because I was watching the band, but then my ex-girlfriend was like, "Hey, isn't that crazy bitch?" I was like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "Yeah,
it is that crazy."
You know, and she held my hand. She's like, "Do not get angry. Let's just get lost in the crowd." And she pulled me to avoid any drama. And so yeah, you know, we just got lost in the crowd, and it worked out. But ever since that day, I never heard from that crazy whore ever again. Yeah, so that happened around that time.
It's better than a Notebook.
I mean, things have definitely changed over time. You know, when it comes to dating, yeah, things change. You learn, you live, and you learn.
You do.
Yeah,
that's what life's about.
Yep, exactly.
Living and learning.
Yeah, man.
Okay, you guys gotta do it. Well, anyway, we're nearing those 30 minutes, so this is the part of the podcast where I tell you guys go fuck yourselves. I love you guys that listen, all the fans. You guys are beautiful. All the haters that are still listening, why? I don't know. Suck my dick. But thank you for giving me a penny every time you listen to the podcast.
But still, go fuck yourself no
go
matter
fuck
what.
Yourself. All the time. Do you have anything to plug?
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. Don't have any fucking kids, guys.
Don't ever have any fucking kids.
Okay,
They're a fucking disaster.
You have too many people.
It's okay not to want kids, so stop making it a big deal. Stop making a fucking big deal. Okay? Not all of us want to be fathers. It's actually terrible to be a fucking dad.
It is. You guys don't want to do it. But for those of you that already did it,
you're stupid.
Raise your kids right? Don't fuck around. Anyway, like I said, goodbye. Go fuck yourselves. Abraham.
Cheers.
Insineratehymn. Listen to the band.
Find us on Spotify, YouTube, and we're on Instagram.
That's what's up. Alright, guys. Thank you guys again. Go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourself and suck my dick.
That's it.
That was fun.
That was fun, see?